Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech. All right, let's jump right into this week's biggest stories. We're talking about AI helpers getting a huge upgrade, some seriously sneaky spyware you need to know about, and yeah, a sneak peek at the iPhones of the future. So here's the game plan. We've got 4 big topics. First up, we'll look at the good and, well, the not-so-good sides of AI right now. Then we'll get into a super important digital defense briefing. After that, we're going to check out what's on the horizon for hardware, think Apple and DJI. And to wrap it all up, we'll take a step back for a little cosmic perspective. All right, first up, the AI double-edged sword. You know, it's pretty wild. We're seeing AI become this incredibly powerful tool in some parts of our lives, but then in others, let's just say it's clear it's still got a lot to learn.
So on the genuinely useful side of things, Google is rolling out Gemini for Home. And this is a huge upgrade for Google Assistant. It basically turns it into a real conversational partner. I mean, instead of barking single commands at it, you can now say something complex, like, hey Google, dim the lights, play some jazz, and set the thermostat to 72 degrees. And poof, it just handles everything at once. You can even ask follow-up questions without having to say the wake word over and over again. It's a really big step toward a much more natural, less robotic smart home.
But then you have the other side of the coin, the uncanny AI. And for that, look no further than Coca-Cola's attempt at an AI-generated holiday ad. So get this, the company used AI to spit out over 70,000 video clips, but the final result? It just kind of fell flat. It really shows the huge gap between practical AI, one that just follows instructions, and a creative AI that's supposed to make you feel something. And wow, critics did not hold back. The Verge literally called it a sloppy eyesore. They tried to be clever and avoid that creepy uncanny valley thing by using animals instead of people this year, but it didn't really work. The animation still felt super unnatural and just flat. It was like they were just sliding 2D images around instead of using real 3D models. It's just a huge blinking sign that creative AI has a long, long way to go before it can capture any kind of genuine charm.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. The big win for AI here had to be efficiency, right? And well, you'd be kinda right. The production timeline was slashed from about a year down to just 1 month. And yeah, it was cheaper. But here's the really surprising part. It still took around 100 people to pull it off, including 5 AI specialists. That's basically the same number of people you'd need for a traditional ad. And this really brings up a huge question for the future of, well, all creative industries, really. Is this constant push for faster and cheaper always better? Is it worth it if the quality and maybe even the soul of the work takes a hit? It's a trade-off we're definitely going to be seeing a lot more of. Okay, let's shift gears and move on to our next section. We're going to talk about security. Think of this as your digital defense briefing. We're covering immediate threats you absolutely need to know about and some real, proactive steps you can take to protect your data. And we're going to start with a pretty urgent warning. Security researchers just identified 12, that's right, 12, dangerous apps for Android devices that you really need to be aware of. Seriously, you might want to pause here for a second and check your phone for any of these 12 apps. They all have this nasty piece of spyware called Vajraspy baked right in. And what does it do? Oh, it just secretly records your audio, steals your messages and contacts, and tracks your location. No big deal, right? Now, they've been pulled from the Google Play Store, but if you've already got one on your phone, you need to delete it. Like right now. But it's not just about deleting bad apps. You can actually take some really powerful, proactive steps to guard your identity. And 2 of the best tools for that are an SSN lock and a credit freeze. Now, they might sound kind of similar, but they protect you in totally different ways. An SSN lock? That stops someone from using your social security number to get a job. A credit freeze, on the other hand, blocks access to your credit report, which stops thieves from opening new credit cards or loans in your name. So, how do you actually lock your SSN? It's totally free, and believe it or not, it's pretty straightforward. You've got 2 main options. You can call the Social Security Administration directly, the number's right there for you, or you can just create a free account on the My E-Verify website and use their self-lock feature. It's such a simple thing to do, but it gives you this really powerful layer of protection against employment fraud. And of course, we have to talk about that classic trade-off, right? Convenience versus security. Google Chrome is rolling out something called Enhanced Autofill. This thing can now store and fill in not just your address, but your passport info, your driver's license, even your car's VIN number. Now, Google swears it's secure, but it does mean you're trusting your browser with even more of your most sensitive data. The good news is it's an opt-in feature, so you get to decide for yourself if that convenience is worth the potential risk.
All right, let's switch gears from software to hardware. In this section, we are looking at the future of the actual physical devices we use every single day. We've got a peek at Apple's super ambitious plans and a potential major shakeup in the world of drones.
Okay, get ready for this, because 2026 is shaping up to be a massive year for Apple. It's their 50th anniversary, and the leaks are pointing to a totally packed roadmap. It looks like it'll kick off with a new iPhone 17e and M5 MacBooks early in the year. Then by June's WWDC, we should expect a huge AI upgrade for Siri. And to top it all off, we might finally see the long-rumored foldable iPhone, plus new MacBook Pros with M6 chips and, get this, touchscreens for the first time ever.
Now, for a story that's still unfolding, and it could affect a ton of people, from hobbyists to professionals. You've all heard of DJI, right? They're the biggest name in drones, period. But right now, the company is facing a really serious threat here in the United States.
So the whole issue revolves around something called the FCC's covered list. Basically, it's a list of companies whose technology is seen as an unacceptable risk to national security. And the FCC now has the power to retroactively ban devices from any company that gets put on this list. We've already seen it happen with companies like Huawei.
Now, to be super clear, DJI is not on this list yet. But there's a deadline looming. If the company doesn't get proactively cleared by a security audit by that time, it could be automatically added to the list. And if that happens, it would trigger a ban on all new DJI product sales in the US, and it could even mess with app support for the drones people already own. This is a really critical situation for the biggest drone maker in the world.
Okay, for our final segment, let's just zoom out for a minute, away from all the tech on our desks and in our hands, and get a little bit of cosmic perspective. It's time to look away from our screens and just turn our attention up to the sky.
So, on November 5th, we are all in for a pretty cool celestial treat. The Beaver Moon is going to be a supermoon. What that means is it'll be at its closest point to Earth, and it's going to look up to 14% bigger than usual in the sky.
And that extra size, it comes with a whole lot more light. It's going to be up to 30% brighter too. This is actually the second of 3 supermoons in a row this year, so it's a really great opportunity to just get outside and check it out. You know, it's just a good reminder that with all this constant news about AI and security threats and the next big gadget, sometimes it's really worth it to just disconnect for a moment. So our final thought for you is this. When was the last time you just put your phone down, stepped outside, and simply looked up? If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.